Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Certified Fangirl Podcast. Today, I'm talking with merch and tour manager Em Moore about how she went from a tiny town in South Dakota to building a career in music and touring with bands like Honey Revenge. We got into how she got her start, what touring is really like, and the moments that led her to where she is now. I hope you all enjoy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Certified Fangirl Podcast, where we celebrate fandom, spotlight the people behind the music, and bridge the gap between fans and the music industry. I am here with Em Moore, aka Banana Girl, however you want to be known as.
One day it'll die off. One day it will die off, and that will be the day.
I had to. So would you like to intro yourself, give us a little brief bio, and tell us what you do and maybe where people have seen you before?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Em. I'm a tour and merch manager. I work in pop music, pop rock music, pretty much anywhere where people will have me. I'm probably most known for being with Honey Revenge for over 3 years now. I started as their merch manager, and I am now their tour and merch manager, so that's really cool. I also sell merch for a band called Palace. I've done a tour with Dayseeker. I've also worked with Stand Atlantic. That's where Banana Girl originates from. I work with a couple other artists, pop artists. I have Sadie Jean. I have Yacht Club. And I am the luckiest girl in the world because I was simply a fan that just got lucky, and now I am here.
And you've been in LA for a few years now?
Yeah, so I moved to LA from South Dakota in October of 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was South Dakota like? Was there like a music scene really?
No. So the town that I grew up in was so tiny. It was literally like 700 people. My graduating class in high school was 12 kids. So yeah, like
Wow.
everyone knew everybody. So that has, its pros and its cons for sure. But no, there was no music scene. Growing up, I was in like choir and in band, and I always really loved music. Like, I remember when I was like 12 and finding like my first like favorite like band, and it was obviously One Direction. And then like the One Direction pipeline and like the 5 Seconds of Summer pipeline, and then like that leading into like Five Sauce back then was like so like, I don't know, like generic pop punk. But yeah, I've always been like a music girl, but I went to a show when I was 19, and it changed my life. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, like this is so crazy. How do I work in the music industry and like not be in a band, because I have no desire to be in a band." Love them to death, but that could never be me. And I became friends with that band's tour manager, and then she kind of helped me, loop me through all the steps of getting into the industry. And then I moved to LA with a Twitter mutual, actually. And that was literally, I know, it's literally all so crazy. But yeah, that's what South Dakota is like. Literally nothing that goes on.
Yeah. I forget that South Dakota exists. I'm so sorry to
Yeah.
everybody from there.
I wish I had $1 for every time that somebody said to me, they're like, "Oh, you're the only person I've ever met from South Dakota," or "Oh, you're the first person I met from South Dakota," or anything along those lines. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, yeah. I was born in Arizona. I lived in Arizona until I was 9. And then we moved to South Dakota when I was 9 because of my dad's job. He's a train conductor. So he drives like coal trains. I live a really weird life. I know. So that's how I ended up in South Dakota.
Okay. And then what was the show when you were 19? What show were you referring to?
It was a Sad Summer Sideshow, actually. It was Grayscale in the main, and it was All Time Low back before they got canceled. I wasn't on Twitter. I wasn't in the scene at all. I was just like the most casual, normal girl that liked pop punk music, And I went to the show, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is so magical. Like, everyone is here for the same reason. Everyone here is having a good time, probably. More than like, hopefully, it's the goal.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I remember like looking at like the merch table, and I was like, oh my God, like, I didn't know you could buy merch anywhere besides like at like a Hot Topic. And I was like, what? Like, I was so sheltered growing up. And like going to that show opened up an entire world that I literally had no idea existed. And also that show, I went on a whim. Like, I was like 19. I was like super depressed. Like, I had just dropped out of college. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and I was really having a bad time. and I saw an Instagram ad for the show, and I was like, oh my God, like I've loved this band for so long. Like I should go. I round up two of my like best friends and we get in the car and we drive overnight, like 6 hours to Denver, and we go to the show. And also, mind you, I was 19, so we did all this sober, which is like even like so funny to think about too, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like we were really just like there, you know what I mean?
Doing
Like,
it, yeah.
I know it was so awesome. Like, but yeah, that show, it's like it's so bittersweet to talk about because it did start everything for me, and it was something I will never forget. It just sucks that like nowadays I don't really want to support anybody that's, you know, canceled.
And I totally understand.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, I'm glad that you can look back at it with like mostly like fond memories of how, you know, you got into the scene and got to where you are today.
That
And
show literally changed my life is the thing. I don't even think the show, like production wise, like or anything like that, I don't even think it was anything that crazy. It was
yeah,
just more so that I was like, holy shit, like this world exists, like kind of thing. Like it was a game changer. And then I feel like that also made me fall back into love with pop punk
mm,
and just like listening to the Maine more, listening to Grayscale, then, you know, one thing led to another. And then I've listened to Broadside since I was like 15 years old.
and first of all, everyone, I feel like every episode I've had so far, somebody's mentioned the Maine. So I should start doing like a counter every time somebody mentions them.
Dude, they are like literally one of the best bands in the world. Like it's so crazy.
I know. I just saw they announced their like acoustic and full band shows that they're doing.
Oh, really? I didn't even see that. It's a lot of Pinterest and a lot of TikTok over here, honestly.
Which
Like
is so surprising to me because I feel like you're always on, but maybe that's like more for tour.
it's definitely a tour thing. Like I am way more on my phone during tour. Just because like I have to be, like I can't miss things, you know?
Yeah.
But I did a tour that ended, I believe, on like March 9th. And then I decided to take the spring off from touring just because I was feeling a little bit burnt out and just to preserve like, you know, my mental health and like my body. Like I get that I'm 24, but like a girl's back hurts, you know? Like, I took the spring off for my mental health and it has been nothing but a beautiful reminder that I literally am the luckiest girl in the world. And like the fact that I got to be so lucky to take time off and to just bop around LA and, you know, go to my favorite restaurants, hang out with people I never get to see, like, and also with that, I've been on my phone less the last couple of months, and it's been nice. I say as I literally posted on Instagram today, but like, I'm not gonna play the narrative that I don't like social media. I love social media. I think social media has changed my life. I think it's a very useful tool if you use it in the right ways, you know?
Yes.
So
I agree. I love social media too. I know people always have this where they're talking about, oh, it's bad for you, but yeah, it's changed so many people's lives. I made so many friends from it, and you know, started this from knowing those friends or like having TikTok or whatever, and just kind of grows from there. So I'm pro internet and pro social media.
it's just that it's like there's
Definitely.
too many like nonchalant people these days that are like just it's cool to not care and like it's cool to act like you're mysterious online, and I'm like, no. I'm like, you all get to know what I ate today. Like I'm like, you all get to know where I was yesterday.
Yes,
Like
we're all seeing. Yeah, I'm gonna like force you to know everything and force you to like the things that I like.
the button is right there. Go ahead. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, exactly. So what was the journey like going from North Dakota to coming here to Southern California?
it was a little bit of a culture shock for sure. I had spent some time in LA, like here and there. I have a brother that lives in Orange County. So I had like been to LA, but I had never like spent proper time here. So moving here, I would say the hardest thing for me at first was probably that I didn't have any friends. And I went from like being in South Dakota and having, you know, people that I grew up with, my best friends from high school. I moved to the big city and I don't know anybody. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is scary. No one really talks about how hard it is to make friends in your adult life.
Yeah.
I went to a show at Chain Reaction. It was actually Young Culture and Super American, and Arm's Length was opening for them. And Honey Revenge was the local opener on that show. So I saw that Honey Revenge was going to be opening it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this would be the perfect time to like kind of network with this band and like, you know, make friends with them and also like kind of be connected with them. So I sent them a DM on Instagram and I was like, hey, I'm going to the show tonight. I already have a ticket. If you guys would like a merch person, like I'm happy to do it like for just my tips. Like I know you probably don't have the budget to like really source like a seller, but I'm happy to do it for my tips, whatever. And they were so stoked about it, and they were like, yeah, like we would love to have you. So I went to that show, and because of that show, I obviously met Devin and Donnie, and that's how we became friends. And then 5 months later, they were getting ready for their first tour with the home team in Broadside, and they asked me to do it with them, and they were like, yeah, like, do you want to do this tour with us? And I was like, sure, I've never toured. And they were like, yeah, us either. And I was like, cool, great. So I think that just not having friends and having a community was really hard for me, but because of Devin and Donnie, met all of their friends, and I was instantly less alone. And now because of that, I have like the best friends in the world. Like, California is just it's a shock, but I feel like at this point I've acclimated in every sort of way. I like whenever I meet people on tour, they're like, you don't really give LA to me. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not from LA, I guess. So like, I guess.
What does that mean?
I don't really know. I still haven't figured it out yet. I'm like, is that a good thing? Like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like kind of thing. But I'm also like, whatever. I don't really give a shit what I give to you kind of thing.
Great attitude to have. No, definitely.
I'm like, am I cool then? I'm like, am I not cool? Like, just let me know.
And these are people that like just like based off of initially meeting you, they're like, oh, you don't give LA.
Yeah, I mean, like, well, also, I think that you've probably gathered this thus far that I am a yapper, and I think that a lot of people from LA are a little bit more quiet, I think. I'm also a pretty brutally honest person, and I probably will say what's on my mind and then maybe regret it later, but I'm growing, okay? I turned 25 in a month. My frontal lobe is clocking in, like, for sure. But I would say, I don't know what it means when they say that I don't give LA, but I think I've also never really thought about that much because I don't really care. Because I'm just like, oh, like, what do
Like,
I
okay,
give?
cool.
I honestly, I get Chicago a lot. Like, they're like, oh, you give Chicago, like, you have Midwest vibes. And I'm like, well, I'm technically from the Midwest, so, and I love Chicago, so that's huge. It's huge for me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, totally. But like, what was like the confidence that you kind of got to send the DM? You just did it to...
I'm insane. I'm literally just insane. No, I think it was the fact that it was the same confidence instilled into me that took me moving to LA with nothing other than just a hope and a dream of working in music. When I moved to LA, I didn't have a job lined up. I had a place to live, but I didn't have a job lined up. So for the for about a year, I would say, I was working 2 jobs and I was saving a lot of money to move to California. So I was like, okay, so when I get to LA, I can be less worried about, finances and stuff like that. So that way I can kind of take the L a little bit more, like working these like local gigs where you're not going to make a lot of money, but it is going to pay off. And Honey Revenge is obviously one of those gigs. And I am eternally grateful for them that through everything the last 3.5 years, we've stuck together. Like I told you, my first tour was their first tour. We all had no idea what the fuck we were doing, like kind of thing. And I think back on that tour all the time, like especially now that I am like a tour manager for other bands besides them. And I'm like, damn, like it was all a learning experience, even the parts that sucked, like, and that's just how you have to go about everything. But the thing is that it's like the worst thing that someone can say to you is no. Like, and if I were to DM them and they would have been like, no, we don't need anybody, or, oh, we have somebody, at least I tried, kind of thing. And I think about that all the time because I'm like, if I didn't send that DM, my life, I don't even know what it would look like right now. Would I still live in California? Like, would I even be a successful, like, touring person? I really don't think so, kind of thing. But the music industry, the worst that anybody can ever tell you is no. That goes for so many things. Like, goes for asking about a gig, goes for asking for guest list. It goes for, like, on a day-to-day basis, like, literally anything. It's a rule you have to run with. And again, I am insane. And I also, like, being told no is scary, but, like, a clarity that hurts you is better than a confusion that holds you. So.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than looking back and being like, oh, I should have just done that thing or asked or...
Yeah. And the thing was that it was like, if I'm moving to California and I'm going to take this much of a risk to uproot my life and uproot everything I know and everyone I've ever known, I better not be a chicken, kind of thing. Like, I better figure it out. So.
Yeah. Do you think that, like, coming over here gave you more of a thick skin?
Oh, 100%. But also, will be the first person to tell you I am a sensitive baby. Like, I am a sensitive baby. um, I am actually reading a book about this right now that's called like Stop Letting Everything Affect You. I'm a very sensitive person. I'm very much an empath. I always have been. I think I get it from my mother.
Mm.
People can be fake. People can talk behind your back. People cannot have true or real intentions. And, there's people are going to hurt you no matter what. So it's like you might as well just decide how much you're going to let that affect you or in what ways you're going to let it affect you. Um, I like my first like tour with Honey Revenge, like I remember like thinking, I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for this. I had a wonderful time on that tour. Like it was something I'll never ever forget. But I remember I was like, I don't know if I'm cut out for this. Like I am so sensitive. I'm afraid to like ask people things. I'm afraid to like just full out like admit like I don't know how to do this kind of thing, or I've never done this before. Can you teach me? Um, and like being vulnerable comes with having thicker skin than being cocky and not knowing what you're doing. Um, I I have thicker skin than I used to, but not as thick as some, and that's totally okay with me. Like I like feeling things. So I have big feelings. I'm closed off. I mean, I feel like most of the intermittent people in my life know everything about me. And if they don't, they know they can ask me and I will tell them probably. So yeah.
Love that. Yeah,
Pretty
definitely.
open over here.
I was putting on a shirt to wear today, and this is from that tour.
Oh,
From
how
the first
sweet.
home team.
Actually, when we hopped on this call, I was commenting something on a home team post. That's
Yeah.
why I was like on my phone.
I think I went.
That show on that tour was at the Region, the LA show. Yeah. You're LA based, right?
I live in Ventura, but I am always in LA and Orange.
I can remember everything that doesn't matter and nothing that does. I've been to Oxnard by Ventura quite a few times. That's where Honey Revenge's merch company is based. So sometimes I'll have to go out there to like pick stuff up, and man, it is a voyage. It's so far.
Yeah, exactly. Again, no bands, like bands usually skip over where I'm at, so I'm always just going to Orange County or
Oh,
LA.
I'm so dumb. Actually, I have been to Ventura before.
Yeah,
I've had a show in Ventura with this. I work
Okay.
for this DJ. His name is Tycho, and we've had a show at the Ventura Music Hall.
Okay.
Yeah, and I remember the day in Ventura actually because it was one of the most epic days ever. How did I forget about this? I like woke up early and I went and walked around Ventura by myself, like for like 2 hours before load-in. Like I went and got like a breakfast. I went and got like a coffee. I went thrifting. There was a vinyl shop. Like, damn, actually Ventura's kind of epic. I totally forgot about that place.
It's like very similar to like if you watch sort of like Laguna Beach vibes. Like
I've never been to Laguna.
Yeah, but like if you watch the show or anything. Like,
No.
No idea. Okay.
Dude,
Yeah.
I have seen like literally like less than like 75 movies and like less than like 50 shows. I have like super bad ADHD. And like it's really hard for me to like sit and like enjoy something or something that I will do. I'll watch the same things over and over. So I've been watching Criminal Minds consistently since I was about 12. So
Okay. Did you watch the like Evolution, the newer series? Have you seen that?
I tried. I hated it. I tried and I did not like it.
Okay,
I
just like the old school Criminal Minds. Gotcha.
no,
Okay.
I'm like, why fix what ain't broke? What are you doing here? Like, yeah, I watch the same things over and over. I like to watch the same movies, and everyone actually, Patrick Gilchrist hates it. Like he literally hates it so much. Like I swear, every time I'm with him, he's like, "Have you watched this movie yet?" And I'm like, "Why would I do that? Like, why would I do that when I can literally do anything else?" Like,
Good thing he plays Tower of Music and not Tower of Movies and
dude, his brain is so big and beautiful in the way that I'm like, how did you even think of this idea? Like, because we played it a couple of times and it's so fun. Like, it's literally so fun. And I'm like, how did you think of this? Like,
I'm trying to explain it to my friends so we can like attempt to try to play, and everyone's like, I don't get it. And then I have to like send them the videos of
right.
him playing to be like, this is how you do it. And they're like, oh, they're like, that's like brilliant.
No, they're all so cool. It's like also when we played, there was like other people in the rooms. There was like maybe like 5 or 6 of our other friends, and they were like sitting in the room as well. So like seeing their live reactions to like us guessing things was like really cute, and I was like, oh my god, this is so fun. Like,
I love that. That's exactly. Seeing other people's reactions to what you're doing is Amazing. What were you going to say before? Something about your brother?
Oh, I have a
Something?
brother that lives in Huntington Beach, so it's
Oh,
like
okay.
he lives in Huntington Beach, and I don't love Orange County because it's like
Mm,
pretty Republican. However,
yeah.
I do like if you took the Republicans out, I think it's a perfect place. Like kind of thing. Like it's so beachy and it's like so what you think of when you think you want to move to California kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I have spent a lot of time there just because like when I was still living in South Dakota, I would go visit my brother all the time. And yeah, that was Huntington Beach is actually what made me fall in love with SoCal as a whole. And now I live in LA and I live in Silver Lake and I'm like so lucky. Like the fact that like I can walk anywhere is so cool to me. Like I grew up in the middle of nowhere. Like I literally had cows growing up. I have to pick which coffee shop I want to walk to. That's lucky. Like so
Amazing. I love a walkable city. Like I like
yeah.
Ventura, like kind of spread far apart. Like if I could move anywhere, I would definitely go to like a metropolitan, like highly populated,
I've
full like city kind of vibes. Yeah.
I've always heard that like you're either an LA person or you're a New York person, and
Mm.
I am very much an LA person. I could never live in New York. I feel like New York never dies, you know what I mean? Like it's always like that
Mm.
versus like LA. Yeah, I hear you on the walkability thing. That's probably one of my favorite things about tour is like when you have enough time to like go walk around and like get a coffee or get some food or whatever and just investigate where we even are kind of thing. So
Yeah, I love doing that. I love traveling for shows, and I'm always like taking time to kind of walk around the city and seeing what's nearby. Also, like what their local coffee shops they have, and everything that's just going on, and just
local
seeing what's like
coffee, yeah.
outside of my own bubble, and seeing what's over there. But yeah, definitely love the vibes, and I love New York too, but mostly yeah for visiting as opposed to actually living there. I think that would be a lot. Um,
There's something about traveling for a show that's just like so, it's more of a rush than literally anything else in life will ever give you. Like,
Mhm.
I used to do that all the time growing up. Once I went to that one show when I was 19, it was
Mm,
so game over. Like, we were like planning our next one. We were like,
yeah.
okay, who is going to be where next? Like, we were tapped in. So it's like
Mm,
we would go to Denver all the time and just like get a hotel room for the day and go to the show and have a good time and then drive 6 hours home the next day. It brought me so many friends. Like literally one of my bestest friends in the world, her name is Lily. I met her in Toronto because I was there seeing Grayscale. Like we were
wow.
both in, she's also a California girl. She lives in the Bay. And it's like we met at the show and then we both realized we were like, "Oh wait, we're Twitter mutuals." And then now she's like one of my best friends in the world. And I'm like, "Damn, just to think like if we both weren't insane and didn't go to Canada to see this band." Weird too cuz then it's like I've been to Canada to see Grayscale before and then I literally just did a tour with them last year in Australia and I'm like those are my friends now. That's weird. Kind of.
Mind blowing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So you said that you were like a big One Direction girl and,
Mm.
led to Five Sauce and everything. So currently, who is like your One Direction of now?
My favorite band right now is this band called Spacey Jane, and they are, in my eyes, the best band in the world. Like they are literally a no skips band for me. Every single song they've ever put out has just been so phenomenal. Literally no skips. They just put out a record last year called If That Makes Sense.
Mhm.
And front to back, it is a perfect album to me. And just their aura as a band, like their style is so beautiful. I think that them as people are so wonderful. And I'm a massive fan of that band. And anytime I meet somebody and they say they're also a fan of that band, I'm just like, you're cool. Like kind of like that's the automatic cool check for me. Like, they're so perfect in every sort of way. I fucking love that band. Like,
This is the
uh,
place to not act casual
no,
about things that you
I've
love.
never been
Yeah.
casual about anything in my life ever, so we're not gonna start now. But I also am a big Royal Otis girl. I think the Royal Otis is like another really great band. It's a duo. Also both these bands are Australian, which is like so funny.
Okay.
Um the Royal Otis, they're so wonderful. I just saw them like literally a week ago in Del Mar. They were doing like a Coachella sideshow and they're so perfect as well. Another no skips band. Um No one else automatically comes to mind. Oh, I mean, honestly, 5 Seconds of Summer holds a big chunk of my heart that no band will ever be able to fill. Like,
Yeah.
I still love that band. I think their new record is also phenomenal. And it's really refreshing to see a band that I grew up listening to age with you and age well. Like their style, like how they're dressing, their makeup, like their aura has like leveled up in so many ways that I'm like, I didn't even know this could like get better kind of thing. And then like their new album, so perfect. Their rebrand for this era has just been like so refreshing. And I'm like, dude, your team needs a fucking raise because holy shit. But those are 3 bands that I'm like, get in my car, any one of them come on at any point, and it's probably not going to be skipped. Even I could be having the best day of my life, and like windows are down, like coffee in hand, I'm listening to Amnesia by 5 Seconds of Summer. Like that's just how it goes. Like the saddest song in the world.
Did you see, like, did you predict them coming back together after doing like their little solo
Yeah, I
gigs
don't
and
think that,
everything?
like, I genuinely don't really see Five Sauce breaking up. I don't see them breaking up, honestly.
Yeah.
All of their solo projects, I will say, are so interesting to me. I genuinely, like, I've listened to all 4 of them, obviously, and the ones that I rock with the most is Luke's by far. But I think it's just because, like, his style of it is, like, very me-esque. So I really like Luke's. And then Callum put out an album, I think last year, and I also really like his solo album. Ashton and Michael's, it's not for me. But I think they'll be around for a while. It's funny you asked this because I literally had a conversation about this last time with my friend Kenzie, because we're trying to figure out what Five Sauce show we're going to go to on this tour. Because I can't do any of the California dates because I will be on tour. And then they have some shows in late August. They have like Vegas and like Mountain View, California or something. And I can't do those because I have to go to the UK with Honey Revenge. So I'm like, oh, like, how am I going to see this tour? Like, there's no way the band Camino and Five Sauce tour together and I don't go. Like, there's no way.
Yeah. So have
I
you
think
decided on like a date, or is it still just like up in the air right now?
I don't know, man. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to commit to anything too far in advance just because my schedule is always so wonky.
Yeah.
But I probably will be in some random place seeing that band. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
It's better, yeah, better just pick a random place than to not go at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind catching a flight to like North Carolina or wherever the hell we end up. So awesome.
Yeah. I yeah, totally. I hope that it works out, and
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's booked and busy, but with all of the people that I care about. So
that's great. Yeah, so it doesn't feel like work, or
nah, it feels like work.
like less work. I don't know.
I love them. I love them to bits and pieces, and they know that, and they know that I would do anything for them. It feels like work sometimes. So like, it feels like work when I'm sitting here and I'm like emailing, and like my break right now is I'm spent chatting with you. But as like being a tour manager and like most of my work being on my own time and like mostly working from home or remotely, you do have to have a lot of self-control, because like I easily could get into my bed and doom scroll for hours. Like, but then the anxiety of knowing that I didn't do nearly as much as I needed to do today, like on the back end of things, feels worse than the enjoyment that I got out of doom scrolling. So it's a lot of being a tour manager and being a touring person, getting ready for a tour. It is a lot of time management for sure.
You seem so disciplined, though, honestly. Like,
thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. That is like all I've ever wanted is to be disciplined and funny and have swag. That's literally the 3 things. Yeah, I have to, I have a lot of days where it's like, I'm a big like FOMO haver. Like I am the friend that you can call and they'll be like, let's go do this. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I am always down to like blow off something to go have fun. In the last couple of months, I have realized I'm like, that never feels as fun because I'm worried about what I should be doing. So that's made me rethink, and be a little bit more time sensitive, but yeah, being a tour manager is really just being organized, and I've always been that. My room is spotless all the time. And I've been that way since I was a kid, and I used to have to share a room with my sister, and she is the polar opposites. So
Oh no, I hate that. I'm a neat freak too, so I understand things having to be like a certain way and having to share your space with somebody who's not that way. It's so yeah, it's very annoying.
yeah, no, I hear you. I am so unapologetically and loudly myself in every shape, way, and form, where I'm like, my room is clean. I can see those crumbs on the counter. What was I supposed to do? Like,
What did I come in this room for?
and I'm like, I'll open like an app on my phone and I'm like, why was I on here? Like, I'm like, what was I gonna
Well,
do? Like,
that's why I can't close out any of like the tabs on my browser on my phone or anything like that, because I have to go back and see what I was looking for. Because
right.
I will
Yeah.
forget, like, if I start closing out everything, and I'm like, no wait, I opened this app for a reason. I was gonna look up
I wonder how many I have open right
something.
now. Actually, I don't have that many open right now, but all of the things that are open here are important things that I like was looking into or needed or something like that. So,
I can't, but I have to
yeah.
like write it down, or I'm gonna
Oh,
forget.
I'm a big
It's
write things
there.
down person. So one thing about me is I love the color like cobalt blue, like royal blue. It's like
Oh.
I really love like associating myself with that color, and like some of my friends will like see that color and they're like, "Oh, like this reminded me of you." So I have this little like blue journal, and it's like cobalt blue, and it's a mix of journal entries about like my mental health, but it's also a mix of like to-do lists for bands and like merch numbers and like grocery lists, and like it's like it literally has everything in it. It's kind of insane.
Everything. Yeah, I suspect I may have some form of like ADD, because I am all those things, and I like have always been that way. I'm like, I didn't write it down. I'm gonna forget tomorrow. What did you tell me last time? I don't know. Or
Yeah.
yeah, there's just so many things that go into it, but it's it's fine.
No,
We
I hear you. Yeah. I like I also like just my notes app on my phone, like there's always some shit going down in there and I'm like, "Oh my God." Like
Why did I write down these numbers? Why did I write down like
I
is this
know.
a
It's just
password? Is this like
I would rather be like write everything down twice than not write something down and then forget and then be embarrassed about it kind of thing. So it's like I'd rather always be overprepared than underprepared. I send so many emails a day. I am the over emailer where I'm like, hey, this was done, or hey, what about this? Like blah blah blah. But it's always better to be over than under. I
fair?
think it's better to be over than under on literally everything, like overdressed.
Over prepared.
I'm always over prepared. I always am too early to things. Because it's like I need that sit in my car time, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly. So speaking of like your journey with Honey Revenge, like going on your first tour together and everything, and now where you guys are at today, what's it been like kind of growing up together?
it's really sweet. It's really wholesome. It's really sweet. I remember like on my first tour that I did with them, I was a little bit afraid of Devin. Because I didn't know her very well, and I thought she was so cool and she was so epic, and she had built this band from the ground up, and I was like, oh, I'm like kind of afraid of this girl, like kind of thing. And then she never, and like, let me rest assured, she has never once given me a reason to be afraid of her, like literally ever. And also Devin is one of those friends where she's like loyal to a fault, with everybody. And she's like that with me as well. So it's like that tour, I remember I was like, I don't know these people that well kind of thing. Like I'm realizing I don't really know these people that well. And then after that tour, and we just kept touring together. Unfortunately, Devin's dad did pass away on our second ever tour. And I was the person that like found her when she had found out the news. And as tragic as that was, it was like a little bit of like a bonding moment for the both of us. To be there for somebody in like their worst moment of their entire life kind of thing. And with Donnie, like Donnie and I were roommates for about a year. And so like that brought us, I was really afraid to live with Donnie because I was like, oh, like this is going to go one of two ways. Like we're really going to like each other after this, or this is just going to strictly be like we tour together and that's it kind of thing. And it made us closer. It definitely like opened up a whole nother level of relationship with Donnie. I'm really lucky that those guys have trusted in me and given me as much grace and space in their lives as they have. Because again, I was a stranger. Like we didn't know each other kind of thing. And they just like trusted that I was ready to learn and that I was like willing to do it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I feel about Honey Revenge. I love learning from other camps and from other touring professionals and bringing it back to my home. And also there's always the fine line that we walk where it's like, I consider Devin like one of my best friends now. Like, if I get married, like she will be obviously at my weddings. It's just like nice to even have a relationship like that with your boss. But then sometimes we're on tour and we walk the very fine line of this is work and this is friendship kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll like get like irritated with each other. And I'm like, we don't have to get irritated with each other because at the end of the day, right now, I'm on payroll, like kind of thing. I'm like, actually, I'm not supposed to really get irritated with you because you technically are my boss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds tough to kind of differentiate between
Oh, and it is.
those
And we're figuring it out. I've never really done a tour with Honey Revenge where I did not enjoy it because of the band or our like crew. Like
Mhm.
I genuinely have such a good time with them and I love Matt and Cher as well. Like they are so important to me. And I'm just lucky that like I'm also like younger than most of them. The only one that I'm older than is Donnie. And they all respect me and they all like really value what I bring to the table. And like that's like something that is hard to come by sometimes. So I'm really lucky.
Yeah, totally. Like I'm happy for you too. It seems like it could, like they said, it could have gone the opposite direction, and
Yeah.
here you are. Like,
No, I really could have.
do you, from all the touring and everything, do you have any favorite venues or ones that are like memorable to you?
So I love the Mission Ballroom in Denver, Colorado. I think it is like one of the most beautiful places on earth, and I can't wait to go back. I was not there with Honey Revenge. I was there with a band called Palace. And I have a tour booked with Palace later this year, and we are going back to that venue, and I'm so fucking excited. I don't have a favorite LA venue, if that helps. Like I actually kind of LA shows like are a little bit stressful always, but it is always nice to come home and also to see everybody that you care about. I like the Brooklyn Paramount in New York. I think that's a great place as well. It's newer. I was just there in like February with Sadie Jean. That place is cool. History in Toronto is like one of the best places ever. Like it's so nice, it's massive, it's so brand new. Everyone there is like so professional. Love that place. I was just there again in like February as well. If you are ever in Silver Lake, the most perfect LA coffee shop, it is literally everything to me. I think there's a sticker of it over there on that board.
Let me guess, because I see your posts. Your friend?
How did you know?
Because I see your posts.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Yeah, okay, whatever. Run me my check, good friend, because I'm always fucking there. Like, I love that place. It's like I live very close to it, so it's about a less than a 15-minute walk from my house.
Yeah.
I go there. I try to go if I'm gonna get a coffee. I try to go there. But it's really hard for me to go to a show these days if I don't listen to the bands. But knowing that all of my friends are gonna be there, this is solely a friendship mission, and I'm making the Belmont Boys go as well. Not like big into listening to like pop punk anymore or like pop rock. Like I listen to a lot of indie, a lot of pop, like Spacey Jane, Roy Lotus, Flip Turn, Gracie Abrams. Who else are we listening to lately? I don't know what it is about me, and it's not intentional. I always find out afterward. I love Australian bands. Like I don't know why like all of my favorite bands are Australian right now, because like Spacey Jane, Roy Lotus, and the Ryans are all so Australian, and I'm like, what the hell? If you're looking for a new album to listen to today, the Ryans just put out their deluxe album, and it is so fucking good. The Ryans is spelled Rions.
Okay.
But their normal non-deluxe version of it was already beautiful to me. Like I loved it. It was no skips. The deluxe version, don't even know how they topped it. Like don't even know. I've been listening to the new ones off that this morning, and I'm like, holy shit. Music is so cool. Like, and I'm like, oh, I am the person though. I do listen to the same like 10 songs on repeat. Like I do. Like they alternate sometimes.
Yeah. Why not? Exactly.
Yeah.
Always doing over than what you're supposed to. Just repeating it. Yeah, again and again. Did you listen to the new Movements?
I haven't had the chance to yet, but I did pre-order the record just because I love that band. I think that's another band to me where I'm like, I'm a little bit more casual about that because like Pat is my tattoo artist and he's my friend. But I do love that band. I think that they are so phenomenal in every shape, way, and form.
And
I also love that the album is called Happier Now. I think that's a really cute title. So
it's adorable.
yay.
Yay. Do you get people coming up to you asking like, how do I become a tour manager? How do I sell merch for bands? Like, what do you tell them when they ask you this?
I do get hit up about that quite a lot. A lot at shows, obviously, but I also get a lot of like Instagram DMs about it. I've gotten a lot less since I made my Instagram private. And I didn't make it private to avoid that. I made it private just because I am trying to live a little bit more of a quieter life kind of thing. But whenever people do ask me that, for one, I don't believe in gatekeeping. I think that that's ugly, and I think that anybody that does gatekeep, it better be for a good reason, because why are you doing that? But normally, if somebody were to ask me that, I would say get in touch with your local scene. And I know that like saying these things low key sounds like beating a dead horse, but it's just the truth. Like it just is. Like, if I didn't get in touch with my local scene, Honey Revenge, I never would have went on my first tour, and then my first tour led to another tour and another tour. On all those tours, I meet more people, and those bands take me out on their tours. So it's like, start at the bottom, get in touch with your local scene, see if any local bands, need a tech or somebody to like help them drive their van, or a merch seller, or just somebody to like help them figure out what the hell they're doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
Get in touch with the local scene. On the venue side of things, I do work for a Live Nation venue. I work for the Hollywood Palladium. I just don't work there very often because I'm never fucking home. But I've worked there pretty much the entirety of living in California, so almost 4 years. And if you are wanting to just gain general concert experience and general knowledge of how a show runs and the basics, like the 101 of it all, I would say apply to a venue. It doesn't have to be a Live Nation venue, just any venue that you can, whether that be a stagehand, box office, merch, VIP. Any of those roles will teach you the bare minimum of what you need to know about how a show operates, kind of thing. And then you can always build from there. In a Live Nation setting, there's always room for growth. There's always room for promotions, to become a supervisor, kind of thing. And by no means am I saying I'm like pro Live Nation. I'm just saying that it did help me. Yeah. Get in touch with your local scene, work at a venue. Maybe like, I would say in a way, monitor how you act at shows, kind of thing. Because I know that a lot of us are fangirls, and a lot of us, like, I am a fangirl. I literally just talked about Spacey Jane for like 5 fucking minutes. Like, but when you go to a show, just be mindful of how you're acting towards other patrons, towards the band, towards their crew. Nobody wants to hire a crazy fan. So it's like, just how you carry yourself speaks a lot, and just be mindful of the image that you're trying to put out there into the world. Because it's like a lot of like people that will talk to me, I'm like, you are insane. I'm like, kind of thing. I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like, you want to be careful. You want to remain professional. It's so dope to be a fan, and we're so lucky to go to shows and to see our favorite bands live. But just to remain as like professional as you can. I think back on like some of my fangirl moments, and I fucking cringe. I cringe so hard because I'm like, why did I do that? Like, I was a massive Grayscale fan. I still am. I still love Grayscale. I love those boys. Massive Grayscale fan. I think back on like how I used to go to so many shows, and how I was just like, I don't know, such a fangirl. And I'm like, thinking back on it, it's only embarrassing because I remember it. Like, I doubt they do, but I'm like, oh man, like, why did I say that in meet and greet in October of 2022? Like,
but you know what? You've grown from there, so it's
100%, yeah. And the thing is too is that it's like everything is trial and error. And if we all knew everything at the beginning of our lives, we would not all be here. By the way, like, there's just no way. You have to figure things out.
So yeah, people just need to get out there and put themselves out there. Yeah.
The worst somebody can tell you is no.
Exactly. So, what do you do when you're working at the Palladium? Like, what's your?
I work in box office, and then sometimes I do merch. But I started as like a guest service rep. So it's like I was helping people find things, and I was making sure that like, people were getting in. I was scanning tickets. I was running a coat check. Like, it was very like base level, but it did help me understand how a show day works. So
yeah, just learning the scheduling of how like a typical day is. And I mean, you think that some people, like, just because you have certain knowledge of things doesn't mean that other people know how things are run, or how, like, even bands have scheduling. Like, people don't know that they have press to do before they play their show, or sound check, or like anything like that. Everybody knows this information. So
Are you familiar with the app Master Tour?
I believe so. It
So
sounds
it's an app called Master Tour,
Mhm.
and pretty much every touring artist uses it. So that's what I've been like working on today, is like inputting information into Master Tour. So it's an app, everyone downloads it on their phone,
Mhm.
and it's organized by day, and it shows like our entire schedule. Like, we load in at this time, we sound check at this time, doors are at this
Mhm.
time. And then I will put all of like anything extra in there. Like, I'll put in like, we have one green room today. The Wi-Fi password is this. We are parking here. We have press at this time. We're staying here tonight, and we're going to this place tomorrow, kind of
Mhm.
thing. So
Yeah.
that helps, like, bands and artists on tour know their day, and it's wonderful. It's a beautiful tool, honestly, that helps us all stay organized, and that way no one has any surprises throughout the day, as long as you know how to read. As long as you're reading the fucking app, like,
The one skill. That is it. So when you're tour managing, what does a typical day look like?
okay.
Yeah.
So on my next tour, I'm out with this band called Yacht Club.
Mhm.
And they are an indie rock band. It's one guy, his name is Ryan, but he has like a band that tours with him.
Mhm.
It's a van tour, and I haven't done a van tour in about 2 years. So
Mhm.
I'm a little bit nervous. Also, the only band I've ever van toured with was Honey Revenge. So it's like, to go into a tour with a different artist and do it in a
Yeah.
van, I'm like a little scared, but
Are they on a Honey Revenge, are they on a bus or a bandwagon now?
we're in a Yoda coach, which is like the equivalent of a bandwagon, but it's like not as expensive, and
Okay.
also it's like better by fucking miles, like low key.
Okay.
Like, so, and like, I should be sponsored by Yoda at this point, because I try to put
Yeah.
every artist that I can in that thing. I love them so
Shout out.
much. So on my next tour, it's gonna look like, actually, I'm gonna run this down for you on like a not a van tour, because I'm a little bit rusty on a van tour. So pretty much, so if we're like on a tour, I'll wake up around probably like 9 or 10 in my bunk. I'll get up and I will like brush my teeth, and you're not supposed to use the water that's in the sinks on buses, because it's just like tank water. It's kind of nasty.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
clean, like, it's clean water. It's just that it's like, think about using water from a tank to brush your teeth. Just use
Yeah.
bottled water. So
It's like dipping your toothbrush in the toilet.
yeah, kind of. So it's like, get up, brush your teeth, and then I'll probably put on a change of clothes for the day. And then I will normally walk to go find a coffee, somewhere, or a source of energy, whether that be like a yerba mate, a matcha, or a coffee. I love all three of those. I will drink Red Bull sugar free if it's a last fucking resort, but that stuff makes my heart pump. Like, I get scared. But
Yeah.
so I'll do that, and then maybe breakfast or whatever, depending on the day, and then get back, and depending on like when venue access is, sometimes it's 11, sometimes it's like 1, get into the venue. And the first thing I always do when I get into the venue is I will scope out like the stage, the merch area, and the dressing rooms, and kind of familiarize myself with the layout. I'll
Mhm.
meet up with the local staff and like the local promoter, and kind of introduce myself, so that way they know who they're looking for all day. Like, I am I'm the tour manager. And then like load-in will roll around, and like, if the band's not awake yet, or if they don't have to be, like, if we have stagehands that day, like, I will just sort out load-in myself, me and the stagehands, and like let the band sleep or whatever. Then it's build time, and normally while the band is building, I will make sure that our hospitality has made it into the green room. So that's what our writer is. Do you know what a
Mhm.
writer is?
Mhm.
Okay. And like, make sure
Yeah.
that like our writer, I'm sorry to ask. It's just that like, I don't want to like say terms that you like, and like not, I don't know, like, make it make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, in case
So
people don't know, like, it's just the items that the band requests for
mm,
to be in their green room when they come to the different venues.
a
And
Honey Revenge Rider is so crazy too. Like, it's
you're
always
Donnie with socks now.
Donnie gets socks sometimes. Yeah. When they need socks, I'll
I
put
saw
socks
an
in Rider
interview.
for
I
them.
was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
we can, yeah,
I mean, because it's like, it's hospitality money. So it's like,
yeah,
it's free. So like, they don't
yeah,
have to pay for those socks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, exactly. Might as well.
while the band is like building the stage for like sound check, I will probably make sure our hospitality is in the green room and start working on merch. Cause like,
Mhm.
I will have to count in merch, do the display, and then at some point I'll have to go back out to the trailer and pull ads. Depending on that depending on if we have a VIP on the tour, and we don't have one on summer school, thank God. But I will start working on like making the VIP bags and like putting up like the step and repeat, which is the backdrop that we take pictures on.
Mhm.
And then
Building those sucks, by the way.
yeah, Honey
Yeah.
Revenge is honestly pretty nice.
Yeah.
There's
The
just
ones
like
I've had to build have been awful.
dude, I built so many and like I hear you. There are ones that I'm like, this is such a design flaw. And then the band will sound check and make sure that goes all smooth. The support will sound check, blah blah blah. And then I'll have a security meeting before doors to just like kind of show them like this is our AA laminate. Here's our procedures. Maybe Devin's gonna go into the crowd during this song, like whatever. And then doors will happen. I'll sell merch. And I try to be at the merch table as much as I physically can during a show. But because I am often working 2 or 3 jobs, sometimes I'm not there, you know, during the support set, or sometimes I'm not there during Honey's set because I'm normally side stage making sure that like everything is fine. So because I know that like sometimes people get irritated about that because they're like the merch person has been here in like 15 minutes and it's like, yeah, because I'm 3 people, like kind of thing. But yeah, so that, and then the set will happen, like the support set will happen, sell merch, our set will happen, always sell merch at the end of the show. And then count out the merch, pack it all up, and then I have to go settle with the venue rep. And that'll be like the show settlement of like how much we made. And then loadout happens, we put it all back in the trailer. And then I will also grab all of the extra hospitality from the green room. I call it the rider spider. And I grab whatever I think we're gonna want on the bus, put it in the bus. And then Honey Revenge, we like to do this thing called Peaks and Pits where we go over our high points of the day and our low points of the day. So while we're doing Peaks and Pits and like all sitting in the lounge together, I'll be on my laptop like putting like numbers and stuff in for the show that day, like the merch numbers and the show settlement, and then just make sure that like our driver's taken care of, make sure he got dinner, give him his buyout, make sure that he's all good on his end. And then the bus will probably start moving around like 1 to 2, depending on how far the drive is. And then I go to bed and then I do it all over again. But like my day, like from like 9, 10 a.m., like from the second I wake up is busy until I usually go to bed around like 2:30.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a lot. It's not. Obviously I don't ever want to downplay my job and be like, my job is so easy, because that's like not true. But it's just that like time management and paying attention to the right things and not the wrong things. It's a lot of just like knowing what works best for you, knowing your routine and what you need to get done that day. And then it's also like booking hotels, like because on days off, like we don't spend it in the bus, we spend it in hotels so that way everyone can get a shower. There is venue showers, but it's like a day off shower just hits because there's no time limit. Like you're not worried about someone else having to get in after you. You have like privacy and like space and stuff like that. So like I'll do like hair wash days and like shave days like on days off because I have time, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus like if I'm showering in a venue, I'm probably just like body showering and like doing my skincare. Doing the bare minimum of what it takes for me to be human.
Yeah, as opposed to like a baby wipe and a baby wipe and a prayer. That's
And like
exactly how I do it.
been there. Like that's like Texas in the middle of the day for no reason. It's not for everybody. And like I've explained this to people before and they're like, I don't know how you live like that. And I'm like, built different. I am just so lucky that I love all of them to bits and pieces and that I'm comfortable around them and that I enjoy touring with them, because touring people that you do not like sucks. I've done it. Kind of thing. So it's like touring is it's a blessing. It's just that people often do think it's like, oh, like what are the rock stars doing tonight? And I'm like, I'm wiping a baby wipe on my armpits and I'm going to bed. Is what I'm doing. Like,
And the schedule always goes smoothly every single day.
oh, everything always runs so according to plan down to the minute, and I've never once been pissed off or anything like that.
No, perfect.
And whenever things do happen like that, obviously I know it's never the venue that they want to like mess up the schedule or that the promoter wants to not run on schedule. I give people a lot of grace. I totally understand that if it was a perfect world, You know, a lot of other things would be different too, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That boils down to back down to like the time management and choosing what you let stress you out, choosing what you need to get done today and what is a tomorrow thing. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
And so if you weren't like merch managing or tour managing, what part of like the camp would you want to be as your role?
I think if I wasn't a tour and merch manager, I think that I would really like doing wardrobe, like on a bigger tour.
Mm.
I've done wardrobe for Rebecca Black and I had a
Oh,
really good time. It was
yeah.
so much fun. I also think that touring as a VIP rep, there's people that tour, like when you go to like bigger shows, like there's just VIP people, and like, you know, stadiums, arenas, amphitheaters. I would do that for sure. I think that's really fun. Um, I think that's probably it that comes to mind right now.
Okay.
I would do like an assistant role, I think. Like a personal assistant or like a TM assistant. I would do one of those, I think for sure. But I don't really have an interest in content creation or anything like that. Like they are different kind of beasts for sure.
Okay. I mean, you've already like kind of dabbled in those
I
other.
already do VIP
Yeah,
and
you're
wardrobe and like everything that like if I wasn't who I am and would do, I've already kind of done. So it's like
yeah,
that's why I know that.
right.
I love the idea of being a photographer. I don't like the idea of staying up until 4:30 in the morning editing photos. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, when I was when I was talking to Lexi about going on tour and staying up late and you know having to edit photos and post them and everything all night, and I'm like, how much sleep did you get? Are you okay? What's going on?
yikes.
So it
Yikes.
yeah. So last question. Um what is something that you're really prioritizing right now in your life and career that feels important to you like moving forward?
I genuinely like, as corny as it sounds, it's literally just my mental health. Like I said, I
Mm.
took some time off this spring because I was really struggling. Most of my family doesn't live in California. I have a brother that lives in Orange County, obviously, but most of my family lives out of state. So with touring and being as booked as I am all the time, I don't see my parents as much as I would like to. And that makes me sad. I think about this at least like once a day and it really like fucks with me. My parents aren't going to be here forever. And it sucks because when you do tour and I don't want to whine and be like, oh, I'm so successful. I'm so busy. You know what I mean? But it's like you miss out on like a lot of important things. Like I missed out on like my nephew's graduation and like I missed out on like my sister's baby being born and like stuff like that. And if I worked a normal job, which I never want to do, um, but I would be there for those moments. So this year it's really just making sure that I'm taking care of myself as much as I am everybody else. I am really good at making sure everyone else is drinking water and then I'm not doing it kind of thing. And it's just really making sure about that. The last 2 months being home and creating a routine at home and enjoying my life here has been nothing short of wonderful. Like I had such a good time. I'm so excited to go back on tour next week and to get back in the saddle. However, I'm also so bummed. Like I'm gonna miss going to Good Friend. I'm gonna miss waking up in my room with my big windows and like I'm gonna miss my roommates. But Mama has to go back to work. So,
Yeah.
it's just taking care of myself really. It's just making sure that I'm taking my vitamins and my supplements, that I'm, you know, eating and drinking water because I'm so bad about that on tour. Um, and I'm like journaling as much as I can, and just making sure that like what's in here is as good as what's out there kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, and also like I don't think I've ever like spoke about this like really to anyone other than like I think a couple of my close friends know about it. I have like two autoimmune diseases. So it's like touring with those as well um is challenging sometimes because like I'll have like flare-ups and then I'm on tour and I feel like shit. So it's like I just have to make sure that I'm taking care of myself like physically as well, which I lack on all the time.
Yeah, so just really taking those extra
Yeah.
measures to make sure that you're okay. Okay, we want you to be
Yeah.
safe and healthy and
Yeah, and like I'm young and it's like if I don't pay attention to my body when I'm in my 20s, I will feel it in my 30s. So,
that is a fact. As somebody in their 30s, that is a fact.
yeah.
A lot of things come up and you're like, "Hey, I didn't know that was okay."
Dude,
No,
that's
so
how I feel about my back hurting now. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, I have so much life left. Like,
It's so bad. My feet have just started to hurt.
oh my God.
Um,
I worked a festival over the weekend. And I clocked 42 hours just in the weekend. My feet hurt so fucking bad. Like, and given like I wear Converse because I'm like, I'm not gonna give up my swag. I
yeah.
think I'm gonna give up my swag eventually because
I mean,
like,
put some insoles in there, and I think you'll be fine. But
right.
that's still like a hell of a lot of time to be on your feet. And
Oh, it was treacherous. It was
like,
treacherous for sure.
just like you feel like your legs are gonna fall off.
It was
from
okay.
it.
I had a good time.
You're fine. Yeah, you're chilling.
Yeah.
So where can we see you next? You said you're going on tour.
Yeah, I leave
Pretty
on
soon.
Wednesday for Yacht Club, and
Mhm.
that's a US Canada tour. And
Yeah.
then after that, I have Honey Revenge on Summer School, which will be so exciting. And then I have the UK with them in August. And then I have a couple tours lined up for the fall as well. One of them's not announced yet, so I don't want to talk about it. But I have Palace. I'll also be back out with Palace, the Palace Boys. I'm so excited.
Mm.
And yeah, but I'm very lucky that I didn't really have to search for work this year. So it
Yeah.
all worked out.
They're coming to you. They're like, hey, we want you
Right.
to.
And again, I'm sure if we low-key take a shot every time I've said the word lucky in this call because like I'm very lucky. And I will say that like through and through every day that like yes, I did work hard to be here and like my character and my work ethic speaks for themselves. However, at the end of the day, like I am just really lucky. So
Exactly. And on that note, thank you for joining me today.
yeah, thank you for having me.
Had fun. I love the conversation. I was like, I feel like we know so much about the bands that you work with, but like knowing
Yeah.
about it's so interesting to talk to people behind the scenes
Yeah.
that aren't always like in front of the camera.
I'm always happy to like help, even if it's just me giving you a DM of advice kind of thing. Like it's
Yeah.
just like it's how I ended up here. So if I can do it for somebody else, that would be cool. So
Perfect.
yeah.